Good afternoon. My name is Bob Gallagher. I'm the mayor of the city of Bettendorf, Iowa. Today is Friday, May 14th, 2021. Welcome to Community Development. We're here today with our Director of Community Development, Mark Hunt.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thanks for joining us on today's Mayor's Message. We're here to talk about all kinds of different things that community development does that relate to what you're doing at home. For instance, during the pandemic, we had a huge increase in the amount of our citizens putting in swimming pools so they could socially distance at home. Mark, tell us about the swimming pools and what you want folks to know.
Yeah, so roughly, generally speaking, if you're putting a pool in over 4 feet in depth, you need to get a permit from the city of Bettendorf, and we'll help you through that process. It's a very minor fee, but what that's going to do is that's going to protect you to make sure you're putting your pool in the right location within your yard, like, for example, not under power lines, not too close to your foundation where it could cause problems. And also, we'll make sure you have the appropriate fencing so that you protect yourself and your neighbors from, unwanted access to that pool that could result in a drowning or something like that. So
certainly some liability on homeowners.
Absolutely,
if they don't follow the rules.
Yeah, so we'll help you through that process. And a lot of times the pools now are being bought are kind of off-the-shelf products, so you don't even have a company you're working with. But again, over 4 foot in depth, generally we're going to require a permit. And if you have a pool company doing the install, they should know us and they should be pretty well versed in our regulations, but they should also be pulling a permit as well.
On my way over here, I saw a bunch of signs close to the road. Mm-hmm. They're advertising all kinds of different services. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you see political signs there. Do we have an ordinance or a reason that those signs either can or cannot be placed in certain areas?
Yeah, so what I call the yard style signs, the ones that you can put in, kind of easily stake in your yard, we ask that those not be placed in the boulevards, so not on the street side of the sidewalk. So that if they were on the private owner side of the sidewalk, like, for example, in your front yard on your private property, that would be allowable. But if you were to cross your sidewalk and put them on the street edge, then that's not allowed. They're not allowed on the boulevard, and we would have to remove them if we were out and driving by with code enforcement, or actually other staff might do it as well. Typically, we'll just bring them up to the house and ask you to put them in the right location. Sometimes we do get companies that come through that stake them for different services, perhaps lawn mowing or window washing or those type of things, and we do then contact those companies and have them come down to our department to pick up the signs that we've had to remove from the boulevard or from the city right of way.
And if you find your signs that maybe been in the circle or on a city piece of property or in front of a commercial piece of property that are now gone, you can look at City Hall. We'll get you hooked up with your signs if they were in an illegal place. Anything else you want to talk about on today's Mayor's Message? I
think another thing, just timely, is lawn mowing.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things that, sometimes my lawn gets away from me a little bit. We do have a 10-inch lawn rule in the city of Bettendorf, so after 10 inches, we're probably going to knock on your door and, ask you to cut it. We don't spend a lot of time driving around and looking for it, so it's more of a complaint-based. But when you get a dry day, if you can have your lawn mowed and keep it at that 10-inch level, we'd really appreciate it, or under. And then also your grass clippings. It's really important that you keep them either on your property or bag them. You don't have to bag them, but just don't blow them into the streets or sidewalks. What can happen is they can actually end up clogging our storm drains. Those can cause backups onto your road, onto your yard, or even into your house of stormwater. So we really want to avoid putting those clippings into the public area. Either keep them on your lawn to kind of refertilize your lawn, or bag them and put them in the brown craft paper bags for city pickup later.
Those clippings can also be dangerous to bikers or to motorcyclists, so make sure that
Absolutely.
You're cleaning those up. If you've got somebody in your neighborhood that is struggling to get their lawn mowed for one reason or another, maybe let's talk as a neighbor and help them out. Let's get the guy down the street, the kid who's maybe trying to make a couple extra bucks. Try to work within your neighborhood. We've kind of lost touch of that because of the pandemic and some other things, and I think I really would love to see the neighbors come back together as a neighborhood. Anything else you want to talk to us about today, Mark?
Just for a few of the folks out there, they may be getting calls from us for rental inspections. So
Sure.
If you're a renter or you're a landlord, this is a program that had been kind of set aside due to COVID. We're reinvigorating that program. We are getting out and doing our rental inspections. We're really worried about life safety stuff. We try to make it as painless on the renter and the landlord as possible. We try to meet your schedule. So if you're getting a letter or a phone call in the mail asking for rental inspection, just know it's required by the city of Bettendorf. Your rental license requires you to have that inspection. If you're good to go, we finish your inspection, no problems, you're good for 4 years. If not, if we find some life safety stuff, we may ask you to fix that in 24 hours. That would be something like a smoke detector that's not working. We want that fixed in 24 hours. Other minor stuff, we can give you, a couple of weeks, 30 days for other minor repair items that we may find. Again, it's more about safety for us, so we're not looking to make this punitive. But you may get a phone call or an email or a letter asking to set up an appointment, and we would love to work with you on that.
Great information from Community Development. Mark, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, sir.
So until we meet again, please stay 6 feet apart and symptom-free.